How you guys doing? I'm Nate from Let's Get Drunk and Talk About It. You guys want to talk about what you guys just saw on the forum?
That's pretty funny.
Thank you.
Apparently, I'm going to talk about it. I don't really know what to say. Anything in particular, or
Who would you say your top 3 picks are for mayor right now?
we actually have top 3 picks.
Okay.
One of them is LeVar Stoney,
Okay.
John Belials, and I just forgot the third.
Barry.
Mr. Barry.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
so-
recent news story that broke about Jack Barry talking about possibly putting
John Barry?
John Barry. Jack Barry?
Jack Barry. Yeah.
What did you say your name was?
My name's Nate from
No,
Let's Get
no.
Drunk. Oh, who?
Let's Get Drunk.
Yeah, Let's Get Drunk and Talk About
We've
It.
been at home
We
watching.
actually have been at home having a couple beers, and
Really?
we decided to come down and talk to the candidates.
Nice. Have you guys already spoken to any of the candidates?
We've not,
We're
so I don't know
waiting.
where
We're
they
waiting
are.
for them?
but
Okay.
This is as far as we made it.
Do you guys think that your confidence will increase with this alcohol? Maybe you'll be answering
It's
No.
more
possible.
questions?
It's
Not-
possible.
not
Probably
at all.
not.
Because that's
Bad
the concept
idea.
of my show. Is I feel like keep people honest. Get them a few beers in,
We
and
make
they'll
idiots
talk.
of ourselves.
Should we give the candidates a few beers and then ask them questions?
Well, I'm
That
trying to
would
get them
be
on my show.
Fantastic.
that would
actually.
be that
show.
would even be better.
So basically, those 3, I feel like, are the 3 that most put their ego to the side
Okay.
and most directly answer the questions with some insight.
Okay.
Largely, the rest of the field tends, in my opinion, to answer with, a bit of an ego.
Okay.
Trying to prove who they are, what they want.
Yeah.
And they also, it seems to be that they word their questions very, very well to gear them to seem like they're about the people. But ultimately, it seems as though really what they're trying to do is advance their career. And they understand that the way to do that is to appeal to the masses.
Okay. Now, since you said advance the career, I do have to ask you about. You said Stoney's one of your top 3 picks. That's been a big complaint in some areas of people saying that he seems solely interested in this for the chance that it will, get him up to governorship or possibly senator, as he's previously said in a news story. So, is that a concern of yours that he might perhaps only be interested in this for the political advancement opportunity, or do you think his strengths round out enough that that's not a concern?
So, what I know of LeVar Stoney is what I've seen in the debates.
Okay.
And I don't think it's fair to judge somebody simply based on their desire to advance their career.
Okay.
Everyone has a desire to advance their career.
True.
But if that is the only thing that's driving them, then there's a problem. I
Okay.
have a desire to advance my career. My career happens to be helping inner city youth, well, not inner city youth, incarcerated youth.
Yeah. Where do you work?
I work for a nonprofit called Pathways in Petersburg, Virginia.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
we currently have a partnership with Department of Juvenile Justice.
Okay.
So I work with the guys in there doing leadership development, job skills training. I'm a vocational instructor there. And if my sole purpose for that was to advance my career and get more experience, that would be a problem. I wouldn't truly be serving the guys that I'm serving.
Right.
My sole purpose for being there is to serve the guys that I'm serving. If that advances my career, fantastic. Everyone
Right.
wants to make more money. Everyone wants to move up somewhere. If that never happens, that's fine. The reason I'm there is for them. The feeling that I get from those 3 candidates is that the reason that they're doing this is to serve the people that they're potentially being elected to serve.
Okay. Gotcha. And
If that advances their career, then more power to them. Great.
Okay.
I'm happy for them. But the rest of the candidates seem to be there to stroke their ego to simply advance.
any thoughts on Bruce Tyler recently dropping out? Was that ever on your watch list at all? You liked Bruce Tyler?
I did like Bruce
You
Tyler.
liked Bruce Tyler? Okay.
Yeah, I respected the reason that he dropped out to undilute the system.
To possibly make it easier for Joe Morrissey to lose, which is his
Exactly.
quote, not mine.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I am totally backing.
Okay.
But I did respect, and I respected him thoroughly for the purpose of the interactions that I had of him on an outsider standards of meeting him during the school the council meetings, and just like watching him interact with other people, the way he treated other people, the way he put other people before him was just
So he was involved in a lot of the student protests with
student,
the city
parent,
hall.
teaching,
Right.
all of that, the protest. And I don't know, like, you know how people just have that aura about them, and that just, he just had a really good one.
Okay.
And he was just, I witnessed so many times that he was just always about, like, other people before him, like in line and everything, like just talking to you and everything was just more about how can I really help you, not about me. It was about the city. It was about what was going on, not about himself.
So you think that he's selfless enough that you don't think that was just a good excuse to drop
Right.
out?
I do.
Because that was a brilliant excuse. I'll give him that.
It was.
But it also was just like I feel like any candidate could drop out now and use that excuse, and everybody be like, "Well, that was a very bold move of them to
I
do
can
that."
count
and
on
I
my
really
hands a
appreciate
few of them that could drop out for that, and I'd be like, yeah,
So
him I was more sad about for dropping out than a few of the other ones.
Who's your top pick to drop out right now?
Hey, he asked you. He didn't ask me.
No.
Here, I'll narrow it down for you. Bobby Jones or Lawrence Williams?
Bobby Jones. Lawrence
honestly,
Williams.
so
That's a hard one. They're
right,
both. So Lawrence Williams is more about himself.
here's my honest answer
Yeah.
to that.
Okay.
Lawrence Williams, in my opinion, very much wants to advance his architectural career.
Yes.
He talks about it.
Every answer.
I don't want to say far too much. But he talks about it a lot.
He's an architect. I mean,
He
it's,
talks about it a lot.
Every
And he
answer.
stands to make an enormous amount of money
Yes.
designing things, using his architectural firm to design things for the city. I don't fault him for it, but that's not the reason to become mayor. And I don't think that relying on that is a good reason to want to become mayor. Bobby June, I actually think, has some really, really good stuff to say.
yeah.
No, he doesn't know how to say it.
I don't think he articulates himself well.
He doesn't. But he's got good stuff.
He's got good stuff.
He
Okay.
does.
He really does. And I do believe that he does want the best for the city.
It comes from his heart.
It comes from his heart, and unfortunately, I don't think that he is articulate enough, concise enough to be effective, one, with the voters, and two, with anyone in City Hall who may feel differently than him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to sway an opinion.
Okay.
And while I feel like he does have the city's best interest at heart, and he's got some
Yes.
really good ideas
Yes.
and ways to handle things, I don't think he can express them well enough.
Yes. They
To
could
get the
both
job
go.
done.
Okay, gotcha. And I'm going to ask about the last two then. Thoughts on one, Michelle Mosby. No, that's a hard no from you.
She says some really good things. She says a lot of right things. I don't think they come from the right place.
No,
Okay.
Exactly.
Does she seem to be very obvious in her career advancement goals, I guess, or what's your main complaint with Michelle?
That's her that's the first thing she says. Like anything, like
Yeah,
any
she just
question
doesn't
she
hide it.
answers, like that's like what she's done. What she's done, what she's brought to the plate, how she's like, what she's doing, like all of it.
And part of that is fair. Part of
Right.
that is, effectively, this is a resume. This is an application for a job. And on any resume, you say, these are my accomplishments. This is what I've done. This is what I believe I can do.
This is true.
But at the same time,
There's
on
more
a
to it
resume,
than that.
you got to be able to say that stuff without making it all about your ego. And I feel like it's just,
I
she's
think
got
it's a
too much
pride thing
ego
for
going
her.
on.
Okay.
It's a pride thing for her. It's been a pride thing for number one, from day one, from the moment before the mayoral candidacy actually started, and it was just a debate on school. It was like everything has always been what she brings to the table, what she does, not like how let's solve the problem, the general thing of it all. It's like her.
It seems to be kind of like most of her commentary. I feel like seems to be kind of like, "This is my resume,"
Right.
and I guess that's not good.
Yeah, just not a fan.
And elephant in the room, Joe Moyes.
Oh.
Is there any? Let's say it like this. Is there anything? Is there
Why?
anything? Is there anything he
Vomit?
could do? Is there anything he
He's
could
like
do to make you
Hillary
vote
and
for him?
Trump combined.
Because he has the liberal policies with
He's nothing. There's nothing he could do to make me vote for him.
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
For you two. Nothing.
He's exceptionally good at saying the right stuff, at knowing exactly the right moment to defend, exactly the right moment to attack. I don't think his motives are in the right place. I don't
Yeah.
think his heart's in the right place.
He's definitely a politician.
He is a politician. He's excellent at it.
topmost.
He's very good at it. He's very good at knowing, again, what to say, when not to say. And I
Would you
just,
vote for him? Ever? Anything?
I don't think I would vote for him.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no thing for
What if everybody died except for Bobby Junes and Joe Morris?
I think I could take them both, and I
Oh,
wouldn't
Bobby
worry about it.
Junes? Definitely
You
over
vote for
Joe
Bobby
Morrissey?
Junes over Joe. All the candidates
Oh.
dropped out. You
Over
take
Joe Morrissey?
BJ.
I would
Yeah.
move to another state. I would just move. I'd let them have whatever they've got and just leave.
Okay.
We're already leaving to Canada come November. Canada or Costa Rica. We're already going that way, so it
Perfect.
doesn't matter.
And I
How about you?
before where am I going to move to?
Yeah, November.
Probably New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah, something equally as liberal and far away. But so I have to ask before we end this, I like to put a little drink counter in the corners to let everybody how intoxicated everybody is. Currently, I'm at 3. You guys are at
I would say also 3, 4,
4.
3.5. Let's say 3.5.
I'm at 3, you're at 4.
and cocktail of choice for tonight.
Oh, it was.
Or have you guys been drinking beer or wine?
It was a beer. It was Hardy
We're all beer.
Woods. It was a seasonal. It was a Hardy
No,
Wood.
you're double X something. It was a chocolate porter.
It's called Naked Fish.
Naked Fish, that's a chocolate porter?
It's a chocolate raspberry porter.
porter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And were you having those too?
Wine and that.
Nice. What kind of wine?
Red.
Perfect.
Blend.
I can't really get a sponsorship on that, but
Wine is wine.
red wine.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods red wine. Perfect. You guys have an interest in doing a quick follow-up since you just talked to them?
We are down to 2.
All right, let's go. You guys want to talk a little more? Well, no, you actually have talked to the
One candidate just niched himself out.
So who was the one that you have a negative impression of now?
Jack Barry.
Didn't like him?
He's more about the paycheck than he is about the about the voter.
And what specific interaction led you to think that?
Oh, well, it was actually the lack of interaction.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of asking him, just talking to him, asking him some questions.
We were talking for an extended period of time. It was maybe 5-10 minutes.
a little long, but I mean,
But good questions. We're undecided.
Right, you need to know.
I want to know what you're about.
It really bothered you.
It really did bother me. We were
Anyways.
totally side like the chick was like, this is what happened. Jack, you need to go. Jack, goodbye. Jack, you need to stop talking to me. Jack, you need it over here. I was just like, because our questions are unimportant.
Yeah. Was it like being ushered out by the Secret Service kind of thing?
It was a little bit. Yeah, we were just talking, and at one point, a guy came up and actually handed him what looked like a check in an envelope.
And he stopped talking
And he
to us.
immediately stopped talking.
And
No,
he
excuse
talked
me.
to the guy
No,
with the
one
check.
moment, please.
Okay.
For 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Then there were 2 other instances. One, and both times was the same deal. Just immediately turned around, completely ignored. No, excuse me. No, one moment. No, none of that.
Okay,
So it was.
I mean, kind of like being treated like you're the employee, he's
Second
the
class
CEO.
Yeah.
Then well, he does have experience in that, that's for sure.
Well,
so
did well at that.
the other. So have you talked to LeVar?
We did speak with
Okay.
LeVar.
And he
Did
spent-
you talk to anybody else?
Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance.
Yes.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
spent
John
a
kinda
lot of
left a little
time.
early.
Well, we spent a lot of time with LeVar. We took a lot of his time, which was nice because he totally just spent as much time he would have spent. I felt like he would have spent all night answering all of our questions.
That's nice.
And by
yes.
contrast, when he was interrupted in our conversation,
Yes.
simple turnaround. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. All right,
Excuse
and right
me.
back to us.
Like,
Right.
excuse me, let me, and then right back.
Very polite, very very professional about the whole thing.
Okay.
And in fact, I was pretty impressed with his personal one-on-one answers. I didn't feel like he was trying to pull any wool over
No.
my eyes. I felt like he was just another person talking to me. Just happened to be somebody who could possibly make a difference in something.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. Well, at least you guys learned something coming here. It was.
3-2.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the forum, and you guys have made your choices at least down to 2 options. So.
It's easier to vote that
All
way.
right. Well, you guys have fun.
Thank you.
you.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good one.